Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, worshippers of all ages, welcome to YouTube. My name is SeaRaptor, and it's long past time for more Scuttlebutt. Game in the background is a pretty quick one. This is not a long video this week. This is Tier 5 Premium Japanese Cruiser Yahagi. Now, Yahagi came out around about the time I was on vacation a couple of weeks ago. I think I've only played this one game in her, and the only thing I'm going to say about Yahagi really is don't buy Yahagi. She is a very, very challenging ship to play. She's made of tissue paper. Her guns are fair to middling at best. Her torpedoes hit like trains for the tier, and you'll see a little bit of that in this game. But to be brutally honest, she's just a very, very challenging ship to play, and I don't recommend her for a variety of reasons. If you're a hardcore ship collector, if you really, really love mid-tier cruisers, hey, grab one. She's probably not that outrageously expensive, but for most players, this ship is not going to be terribly enjoyable. But, well, this is a decent game, so have fun. So it's been a long time since I've done one of these. There's been a lot going on in the world and in my life, and I apologize for the delay. For me, I'm getting close to the end of my assignment here on the coastal bend of South Texas. I've got about less than 2 weeks till I've got to get out of this apartment. King of the Sea has been going on, so I have not made the time to stop and do one of these for a while. And for that, I have to apologize. There's been a lot of really good news that's come out since the last time I did a Scuttlebutt, of course. The British heavy cruiser line has been announced, starting a line to split, similar to what they've done in the American line. Of course, we have the British light cruisers in the game now. They're going to split off and run a branch from Tier 5 up to the top, which I am stoked about. Those were some of the ships that we kind of believed that's what they were when we saw their names on the big wall in Wargaming in June, but we didn't really know, and they didn't tell us, and we didn't ask. But that's what we kind of gathered that they were. So I'm excited to see them finally announced. That's really awesome. All kinds of other good news coming out. Of course, patch was this week. 8.9 dropped this week with the pre-release of the Italian cruisers. I'm really excited for these ships. I feel like the heavy cruisers are in a pretty decent spot. That's Tier 6 on up. That's, for now, all you can get access to as Trento, Zara, and Amalfi. But I also have time in Brindisi and Venezia, and I think those ships are not too bad off. Where I think the line is in questionable shape right now is the low-tier cruisers. They've recently announced some buffs for the Tier 2, 3, and 4 ships, which are desperately needed. I'm not convinced it's going to be enough. We're just going to have to put some time into them and see. What else has been going on? Anchors Aweigh, of course, still going on. Anchors Aweigh, Alabama was just a few weeks ago. Well, actually, I guess the time of life was last weekend. My apologies. Sounds like that was a big event. Anchors Aweigh, Texas, coming up in about 10 days here. Let me check the date, pull up my calendar. Yeah, about 10 days. The 26th of October, that Saturday, is Anchors Aweigh at USS Texas. Remember, guys, USS Texas is currently closed to the public, but the event is going forward. The ship is still at its berth. She has not been moved. They have not even decided, much less announced, where she's going to be hauled away to into dry dock to have her repairs made. The prevailing winds, essentially, the state is turning her over, her operation and management over to the Battleship Texas Foundation, who is searching for a new home for her. She will probably, I'd say it's probably 99% certainty, she will not be returning to San Jacinto when she comes back out of dry dock and the various repairs. It's been 30 years since she was last in a dry dock, so she needs the love. They've got the money, they're going to get the repairs done, and then where does she go? That's the question. For me, if it was my pick, I'd keep her on the upper Texas coast. I'd send her to Galveston. I'd find some way to make her either a part of Seawolf Park, or which is on Pelican Island, not far from where I went to college, or possibly even, if you wanted to get really ambitious, find her a spot on the along the Galveston waterfront, where the cruise ships dock. There's the tall ship Alyssa, the Ocean Star drilling rig museum is down there. There's lots of great places in Galveston you could put this ship. I'm optimistic they're going to find something, but of course we have no idea what it is. But yes, Anchors Aweigh USS Texas coming up 2 weekends from now. Please, if you're gonna, if you're able, if you want to, just come on down, say hi. I'll be there. I forget which other CCs will be there. I apologize. I'm just kind of doing this one off the cuff without my normal notes and preparation. But definitely come by. Anchors Aweigh events always really, really good. King of the Sea, I mentioned earlier, is going on. I will be, the finals are coming up. North American finals will be this coming Saturday on the main World of Warships channel. Now, this is going to be an all-day event around the globe. Starting early in the morning here in North America, you're going to get the Asia finals. Then it's going to move into the EU semifinals and final matches. And then later in the afternoon, starting at 4 p.m. Eastern, myself and Lord Zath will be bringing you the North American third place game and finals live from Wargaming headquarters in Austin. Looking forward to that. We've done this now several times. Wargaming always, we put on I feel like we put on a pretty good show, and they do a great job hosting us and taking care of us and making us look good. So it's always a pleasure and a joy to be able to go back there. They've got a brand new streaming room. If you guys watched us for Fight for the Flagship in August, you saw kind of the premiere of that space. I'm curious to see what they've been able to do with it in the couple of months since I've been there. And if nothing else, it's just a nicer space than we used to have. So that's always a good thing. There's a lot of room to grow, a lot of cool things we can be doing there going forward as we head on to King of the C10. What? King of the C10 coming up in the spring. Well, what else has been going on? Like I mentioned, of course, 8.9 has dropped this week. New season of Clan Battles will start in the middle of next week on the 23rd. They've got another season of Ranked lined up starting in 8.10, which is probably about 4 weeks away. So, unfortunately, once again, we're going to have Ranked and Clan Battles overlapping probably what looks to be in the last couple of weeks of November. The timing for those of us here in the United States couldn't be much worse because, I mean, a big chunk of that, one of those weeks is American Thanksgiving. I mean, maybe you'll have time to play, but I suspect that the majority of us will will be stuck. Well, I won't say stuck, but we'll be doing family things, right? Traveling or whatnot. So, well, it is what it is. It's a little disheartening to see them continue to overlap Clan Battles and Ranked. I'm still not entirely positive why this continues to happen. But all I can say is, guys, look, if you don't like this, if you think this is crazy, just continue to tell your regional coordinators that in the forums, in Twitter, in whatever else, because they've proven that they will change directions on things, but we have to make our voices known. To me, one of the biggest things that they've announced in the last couple of weeks, just about 8 or 9 days ago, was they're messing with aircraft carrier detection mechanics in Clan Battles, or at least they're proposing that they're going to try this. One of the things that we discussed at the aircraft carrier rework panel that we had in St. Petersburg at the end of June was that they had not completely discarded the idea of adjusting aircraft carrier spotting so that the carrier only spotted for itself rather than the entire team. This is something that, for me, as a destroyer player with a lot of destroyer games on my belt, I've been clamoring for 4 years. I never understood why it worked the way it did. I still don't. And to me, I like the idea of this. However, it's the sort of thing that they said at the time they were keeping it in their back pocket. They didn't want to go there unless they felt they didn't have any other ways to start kind of bringing the class into line. And I feel like that this is, to me, this is overdue, but I'm glad to see them at least attempting it. So, I mean, that's encouraging. We're going to have to see where it goes. I'm just not sure what Clan Battles are going to look like with carriers in them, whether this hits or not. They also announced a couple of course, some ships one ship that had already been announced. That was Tier 8 premium German battleship Odin. There was a dev blog post on that. I'll link that down below. We knew about that ship. It was announced at Gamescom at the end of August. One of the ones that we didn't know about is they're bringing a new premium Pan-Asian destroyer to the game. This is KRI Siliwangi, or Siliwangi, or Vangi, or I don't know. I'm probably mispronouncing it. But it is essentially an Ognavoy class ship that was turned over to Indonesia. So that'll be curious to see what direction they go with that once we get to start testing her. Anyways, guys, lots more news. I'll put a ton of links down below. Definitely go educate yourself, get caught up. I apologize, I can't hit everything. I'm simply a little overwhelmed with everything going on in my life right now, and I'm gonna have to kind of get back into a better routine with Scuttlebutt as we head on towards the end of the year. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope to see you on Saturday. Please tune in. Otherwise, be safe out there, and I'll catch you next time.